and welcome back to Love Your Food. Today we have another recipe you're going to love. This time it's vanilla ice cream. Now this is a very simple recipe. It also gives you plenty of opportunity for individual interpretations. We can make fruit or chocolate ice cream as well. We're just starting with the very basic vanilla version of this basically frozen custard and starting with our ingredients. We have egg yolks. We have some salt here as well. We have some sugar. We have our heavy cream and some vanilla extract. We try to use the real thing as much as we can. And we're going to start with scalding our cream. Basically, we're just going to make it good and hot to add to our egg mixture. Now, we use cream because it is very rich and extremely delicious in this recipe, but if you don't want quite so rich a dessert, you can absolutely replace half of the cream with milk, and that will calm things down a little bit. So let's get our the rest of our crème anglaise together here. So the salt and sugar and egg yolks are all going to go in together. Now please remember, as soon as those egg yolks hit that sugar, they are going to start to cook, so you need to get whipping. Now we're just going to whip these to the ribbon. It doesn't take very long. This recipe is great with a little bit of macerated fruit. We have some strawberries in ours. You're going to see that at the end. We showed it at the beginning. I don't honestly recommend this with our Bananas Foster recipe that we did a couple videos ago because it just comes out so rich. It's delicious, but very, very rich. So we just want to incorporate a little bit of air in there that helps the eggs cook a little more evenly. It reduces the chance that they're going to cook into lumps. And here we go. We have our cream. It's looking like it's just about the right temperature. When you see steam coming off the top of it, it's about right. Now we are going to drizzle that cream very, very slowly into the eggs. The cooking term for this is tempering. We're tempering the eggs. But basically what you want to make sure is that you're just adding the hot cream very, very slowly into your eggs and whipping steadily. Otherwise you end up with scrambled eggs, and that's not what we want here. So just give it a good whisk while you're adding that cream very, very slowly, making sure that it's all really nice and smooth as you're going along. And you want that in a stainless steel bowl, a good non-reactive metal. And then that is going to go back onto the stove. And we're going to cook it a little bit more, and you want to heat it gently at this point. So you're going to turn the heat down quite a lot, and you do want to stir it pretty steadily at this point. So a flat-ended silicone spatula or heat-resistant spatula, just to make sure that you're keeping everything off the bottom of the pan and that there's nothing sticking. So you want to cook it until it's pretty close to the desired thickness, until it's as thick as you want. Don't overcook it, and remember, it will continue to thicken as it cools. Now, if you want a really perfectly smooth custard, you do want to strain this. So there you go. You can see it is quite thick here now. So we are going to strain it. So we'll get that into our strainer. Most of it's going to go through right away, but there are just going to be a few little dregs of eggs that didn't quite smooth out. And then we're going to cool it. So here we are, just getting the last bit of the custard through those fine mesh of the sieve there. And make sure that's in a good flat bottom bowl. Again, you want a non-reactive metal surface, so stainless steel is ideal. And then we're going to wrap this up. and we want to chill this. So first, we're going to shock it. So we've got a good ice bath here. And we want to make sure it gets really good and cold as fast as it possibly can. Now is actually a great time to add our vanilla. And just give that a little stir in there. And then once that gets a little closer to room temperature, you don't want to put it hot into the fridge for a few reasons. One of which is you don't want your fridge temperature to drop too much with the hot custard in there. There we go. So just dry off the bottom of your bowl. This is just a little under room temperature at this point. It's gotten nice and cool. It's thickened a little bit more. And now we're just going to give it a good wrap. And this is going to go in the fridge to chill the rest of the way. Now do remember, as you are chilling it, it is going to thicken a little bit more. And it is going to expand a little bit as it chills. Now, we have ourselves an ice cream maker, so this is the only specialized equipment that you're going to need. Now, as you can see, it's been chilled now. It is very thick. So that is going to go into the ice cream maker. Now, make sure that the insert for your ice cream maker is frozen solid. It has to be very, very cold. I'm not actually sure that ours was quite cold enough before we got going on this little adventure. And you do want to make sure that you leave a little bit of room in there, because as this freezes, it will expand a little bit more. Now, if you don't have an ice cream maker, there are, of course, other ways to do this, but these can basically be found at kitchen stores, kitchen gadget stores. And it's just a frozen insert, and it lets you stir it constantly as it's freezing. So after a good little while, it's actually probably about 10 minutes. And once you get that lid off of there, you can see it's thickened quite a lot. It has also expanded quite a lot. We've incorporated some air in there. It's fairly fluffy, nice looking frozen custard at this point, but it's not quite frozen yet. Now, it's always going to come out of your churn a little soft seeming, but of course the churn will not continue to work if it becomes frozen solid. So what we're going to do is take it out of the churn. We're just going to put it into a plastic container, and this is going to go into the freezer just to finish tightening up all the way into our ice cream. So you want to make sure you get all of that off of there and into your container. Now, as I said earlier, this makes an incredibly rich and very tasty ice cream, but very rich. If you do want to tame that a little bit, as I said, you can replace half of that cream with milk. And here you go. That's our final. So you can top that with some kind of fruit compote, some macerated fruit, or even that lemon curd we made a few videos ago. It goes very well with chocolate. Or some kind of toasted crumbled walnuts or pecans. And goes in a cone very easily as well. If you like this recipe, please like and subscribe. And if there's any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. And remember to love your food.